Hey, what's up, everyone? You're here with the Big Dogs on the Pitch Soccer Crew. Thank you for joining us, Goran, Kirk, and Jack. As you can see, all three of us are here for those Saturday videos, Saturday long form video, that is, with a bunch of games. I think 18 games or something like that. So there's so many games that I don't know. If we went on and literally record everything, it would be probably like maybe 3 hours long, and we don't have that much time, I suppose. But still, 18 games is a lot of games to talk about, a lot of free picks, guys. And we do have a short form video up on the PickDawgz YouTube channel, so check it out, subscribe, and of course, hit that like button.
And
As
we'll
far as
see you
our
next
previews
time
go,
with more free winners.
we are
You get
coming to that.
no picks
It,
today. You get no
we are
picks.
coming to that in about 40 minutes or something like that. So I do have to apologize, guys. There are no picks graphics for this video. I just haven't had the time to make them. But I'm sure there will be someone in the comment section who can put up a comment with all of our free picks or something like that. So we appreciate you guys doing that. Let us know what you're taking, and of course,
Can
check
you
out our preview
upload
picks.
pictures to YouTube comments? We could
No,
just take a screenshot of our thing.
I don't
I
think you can put pictures of the comments.
You can put GIFs. Might as well make a GIF of our picks.
That's gonna be a long gift. Uh, yeah, that's it. What we were gonna say at the beginning. Now let's move on to the games that we have to talk about. The first one is between City and Crystal Palace in the EPL. Uh, Jack, despite Palace being in a very good form, winning games, scoring goals, they're heavy underdogs against City, who we know have been horrible this season. Well, horrible might be a strong word, but they have been really bad. Do you think City deserves to be as big of favorites, or do you think Palace deserves to be as big of an underdogs as they are?
um I don't think they should be plus 400 that I'm looking at right now. I even see some books with Palace plus 450. That's too high.
I even
Yeah,
Palace
see one
have
at plus 510.
really.
The one
Palace
that I'm
have.
looking at,
I remember a few
right
years
in
ago.
front of you.
Palace have barely been winning games. They go to City and then they win. They get some good draws. City don't like to play Palace historically, so no, I don't think that is the case. That's why I'm not going with either side of the coin here. I'm going to go with Marmoush. That they've been using him very nicely with Haaland being out. It makes him the spearhead of the offense, and I have him to either get a score, get a goal, or assist at minus 130. And I think that's a fantastic price. He's been involved in every single game with at least one goal, whether it's assist or a goal. So I think he could do that here against Palace.
yeah. I mean, somebody will have to step up for City. They are still fighting for that Champions League spot. They're now 1 point away, so they need a win out of this game. The pressure is not there just yet, but they have to go for the win here. So with everybody else scoring against City, I think Palace scores here as well. But I'm gonna go with City to win and both teams to score at plus 190, Kirk.
Yeah, as Jack said, as Jack likes to say, Jack likes the bogey term. I think the Palace is one of City's bogey teams, as he would say, as you can just look, and it's always a close game, usually not
That's
decided
what I
by
did
two
say.
goals. Huh?
That's what I did say.
No, you did. I don't know if you did. No, you didn't. Anyways, anyways, this I don't think this is decided by two goals, so I'm gonna take Palace plus 1.5. It's a little bit juiced, but it seems like the right play.
Now, what about
Haha,
the
you
next
can't
game,
see
Kirk?
how much juice I'm paying though. I could be minus 101, could be minus 400 for all you guys know.
Could be. What about this next game, Kirk? Brighton and Leicester.
Yeah, probably the first time I'm back in Brighton in a while, but it's at home against Leicester. They've been playing well. I'm gonna take them minus 1.5 here. Kind of the opposite of Palace. I think they win by two goals at home against Leicester. Don't really need to overcomplicate this one.
Yeah, Leicester is really bad right now. I think Brighton gets the job done. And I do like their team total over 2.5 goals at plus 121, Jack.
Yeah, Leicester, they're in a lot of trouble. They're probably going down at this point. They have not scored a goal in the last 7 games. That is disgusting. How are you like? How can you look worse than Bochum? Like, how is
I
that
knew it was
possible?
coming.
How is that possible? But they are. So yeah, Brighton
Bochum
to
would
nil
be
here.
tearing it up in that league.
No, come on. They'll be tearing up Leicester. They'll be tearing up the Foxes. I'll tell you that. Yeah, I have that 8. What is it? 7 or 8 game streak without scoring. I think it goes up one more. So give me Brighton to nil at even money.
Jamie Vardy, no party.
Absolutely. The next game that we have is between Forest and Everton, and I was a bit surprised that Forest is at plus money at home against Everton, who, yeah, they have been playing solid football lately. But I mean, for myself, Forest on the money line at plus 109, I'm gonna go with that, Jack.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's hard to really ride against them when you think, well, the further we get down the stretch here and the more likely it's looking Nottingham Forest are going to hold on to a Champions League spot, you think, oh, maybe they're going to crack, but they're just not. Unfortunate to lose on the road to Villa, but they've been beating all these kinds of teams all season long. So I don't see them stopping here.
What do you like in this game, Kirk?
I think the line tells you everything you need to know in this game. If Forest were going to win this game, they'd be minus 130, minus 140. I'm gonna play the under in this one, under 2.5. I think maybe Forest win 1-0, but I don't see a high scoring game. Forest has been good defensively at home, but I don't know. I
Forest have
just
scored. Forest have scored. Forest have won 17 games this season, Kirk. Do you not think like 75% of them games they were plus money?
no,
No, really?
no,
I'd love to go looking through. I think they've been plus money in way too many spots this season. Way too many.
not at home. I don't know, I'm on the
Maybe at the
under.
beginning of the season, they were for the first, like, probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 home games. They
I'm
were
gonna go and
probably
have a
at
look.
plus, well, I guess depending on the team they were playing against. But
Oh, they were plus
I
money
think,
last week against United. They won that.
yeah.
They were plus money
Uh,
against City. They won that.
Well, they were probably minus 500 against Southampton, though.
no, I don't think they were that much.
Well, it's an exaggeration, Goran. You don't need to read into it that much.
Okay.
Well, don't say it then.
Minus 250 there. You
They were
happy?
plus
There you
money
go.
against Brighton when they won 7-0.
Where was that? In Brighton?
Start of February. No, at Forest.
Eh, plus like 105 probably. I don't
No,
know.
like
You
plus
can make the
160.
you can make the argument for both sides. You can make the argument that since it's plus money, you take a chance on it, or since it's plus money, that it's a trap.
Well,
I think it's a trap.
I'll take a chance on the team who's fighting for the Champions League and playing really well at home at plus money any day of the week. I mean, plus 107. And more importantly, they are playing pretty well. It's not like they're just defending, especially at home. They're actually attacking and scoring a lot of goals as
And
well. So,
Everton are staying up anyway. They got nothing to play for now.
They've got to play spoiler.
Mm. They'd
uh,
no, I don't think so.
Southampton and Villa, Jack. Southampton going down. Their coach got fired or left. I'm not sure what I read about it. Villa coming off of a loss in the Champions League 3-1, I think, in the end. And that late goal might be key for them getting knocked out of the Champions League, actually.
It was happening
Yeah,
regardless.
I think he jumped before he was pushed. I think everyone will be able to see that. Probably the reason why Southampton didn't sack him
Jumped
sooner.
before he was pushed. What?
The coach,
The coach.
Southampton's coach.
The coach jumped
I
before he
thought
was
you were
pushed.
talking
He
about
left before he
Menge's
was fired.
goal. I'm like, this dude
No, no,
didn't go
sorry.
down.
Uh, no, look, I would imagine it was a financial decision from Southampton why they didn't sack him because they would have obviously had to pay out part of his contract. So I guess it works for both parties. It's going to be miserable for Southampton. I mean, over the years, when you see teams finally relegated, they tend to just play without pressure completely and get a few upsets down the stretch. But I'm not really touching Villa here. I'm too concerned about what they're doing in the week. I'm going to just take them on the -2 corners. They're going to be attacking way more than Southampton. And obviously, with attacks, usually you get corners. So, -2 corners, I think that handicap's way too short.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the over 3 goals at -106. I mean, whether or not Southampton scores a goal, and I think that at least they want to give their fans at least that, maybe try and score a goal, get on the scoreboard a couple of times or whatever. So I'm gonna go with the over 3 goals, -106. I just, I suppose I wasn't willing to take Villa in this game because they have a Champions League game next week. So I do expect at least like 5 or 6 changes in the starting 11 since that Champions League game, Kirk.
I think arguably this game is more important than the Champions League game. They're 2 points out of fourth, but they're sitting in seventh. Why are you laughing, Jack?
Because
So
do you
you're
remember
telling
when I
me,
had this argument? Do you remember when I had this argument about Lille or
You know
Leon
what
or
I'm
whoever it
you know
was?
I'm leading you into this.
Nah, you're not. You're not.
I
You
am.
forgot. You forgot. No,
I
you
didn't.
forgot.
Yeah, but it's a completely different thing. Villa's already knocked out of the Champions League. You're not beating PSG
why?
2-0. You're not beating PSG
Again,
2-0.
but you say Dortmund are going to beat Barcelona.
Yes, because Dortmund is built for
cut,
this
cut the
competition.
video, Goran.
Dortmund is built for this competition. Aston Villa is not built for this competition. They sit back. They can't score against good
No.
teams. They can't.
What do you mean? Villa is scoring more than Dortmund. What are you talking about?
In the Champions League, no.
Yeah.
No. No.
Fine.
They're
Move
not.
on.
I think this game is huge for Villa. I'm gonna take them on the double chance and under 3.5. I think it's a 2-3-0 victory. Yeah, so that's where the value is here. Under 3.5 goals and Villa on the double chance parlayed together.
Uh, and yeah, I don't know why I have this game twice, I suppose. Forest and Everton.
We're back.
I named the graphic Palace and Everton, so that's why I was confused at the beginning. Do we have another game to talk about in the EPL?
Arsenal and Brentford.
That's the one I'm missing, I suppose. Yeah, let's talk about that one. Uh, Now, if you were gonna say that the team is gonna advance in the second leg, Kirk, I would think that Real Madrid would be the team you would pick after losing 3-0 in the first leg.
Well, I would choose Bayern before anyone else.
Well, yeah, but they lost only one by a goal, so that's fine. I get that, and I would go with Bayern as
One,
well.
two,
But
three,
since Real
four.
Madrid,
One team lost by one lost by two, one lost by three, one lost by four.
so
What's your point? Why would I take Real Madrid to advance?
I was gonna say if you were gonna take a team to advance after losing the first leg by 2 or 3 goals, it would certainly be Real Madrid rather than freaking Dortmund.
No, it wouldn't. No way. Absolutely no way at all. I ain't taking Madrid. They're bums over there. They signed Killian, and now PSG is going to win the Champions League. What an idiotic move by Killian, trainee boy Killian. Um, anyways, in this game, I'm on both teams to score. I just I don't really think Arsenal cares about this game whatsoever. I think they put up a goal at home. I think Brentford, they're gonna try to. I don't even know what Brentford want to do in this game. Do you want to play for a 0-0 draw? Do you go for the win? I think both teams score here. I don't think this is a game though I'll ever be touching.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be staying away from it, but if I had to bet, I'm gonna go with the draw. I mean, it's +305. There's no way that Arsenal will start the full lineup here. They just don't care about the EPL at this point. They're not winning it, but the second leg of the Champions League would be very dangerous for them, Jack.
Yeah. Not a game I'm really loving either. It's pretty much a pointless game for both teams. I'm just going to take Arsenal on the money line though. They're going to get players out who will be wanting minutes if they do continue to do a run down the stretch of the Champions League. So with these depth players, even players like Zinchenko that are fighting for their spots, they're going to want to perform. So yeah, I get it in a sense. Not a game I'm taking personally, but I do still see Arsenal winning.
Now that's it for the EPL. Off to La Liga, guys. Sociedad and Mallorca. Kirk, do you love the price of Sociedad?
I love the draw. And this just doesn't scream a vintage Sociedad game. There you go, Sociedad. It screams a vintage 1-1-0-0 draw to me. Mallorca have been good this season. Or am I messing that up with another team? No, they have
No,
been good.
they have been good, but they are on a two-game losing streak right now, and that scares me. I mean, they lost to Valencia and Celta Vigo at home.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I'm kind of digging Real Sociedad here, and at this price, I'm gonna roll with it. And sorry for interrupting you there, Kirk.
No, you're fine. I think this is one of my favorite games of the day. I never bet draws, but this just seems like the most likely draw across the board for me. I think it's a 1-1-0-0 game, as I said. So draw for me plus 230.
What about you, Jack?
Um, don't like it as well. Um, I'm going to take Sociedad though. Going to take Sociedad on money line. I think again, like you said, the form is just too scary on the other side. So yeah, I think Sociedad can hold it at home because again, traditionally they have been a pretty solid home team in La Liga. It's just been up and down this season. So yeah, I can go with him here.
Now for the next game, we actually have a very good matchup. I want to say Celta Vigo, who is fighting for one of those European spots. They are sitting right now on. Let me pull up the standings here real quick. They are sitting seventh with 43 points, which is 5 points less than Villarreal and Betis have for the Europa League and the Conference League spot. Now they are playing pretty good right now, undefeated in their last 7 games. Uh, and Espanyol on the other side is fighting to get above the relegation zone. They're 16th at the moment. I don't know. This feels like a game where we see at least a goal on each side since Celta Vigo can't really keep a clean sheet at the moment, Jack. For my free pick, I will go with both teams to score in this one. The price that we are getting is plus 101, at least on my book, so I will ride with that.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat here. Celta, we all know how well they can score. Espanyol have been scoring a lot as well recently. Their 4-0 win over Rayo on the road was fantastic. So, what's to say they can't get at least one here when Celta Vigo have been conceding to Mallorca, Las Palmas, and nearly conceded to Valladolid as well. So, yeah, give me both teams to score.
Kirk,
Yeah, I'm gonna take Celta Vigo. I think at home they're just a better team and a little bit juiced, but I think it's pretty close to a lock. If I were doing Survivor, this would probably be my Survivor pick in La Liga, Celta Vigo. So I'm gonna take them on the money line.
there you have it, guys. Kirk is confident about this one. The last game in Liga that we are going to be talking about is between Leganes and Barcelona. With Real Madrid losing last week in La Liga, Barcelona also dropped points against Betis. Not all three though; they did get 1 point. It was a 1-1 draw. They got the job done in the Champions League. Unfortunately for Kirk, it's a game over for Dortmund. So even though they will probably do a bit of a rotation in the lineup here, they still have a lot of depth, and I think they get the job done here in this game as well. I'm taking Barcelona to win and over 2.5 goals, minus 128, Jack.
Yeah, let's just zoom out from this game very quickly and then just look at the top two because Barcelona are probably really annoyed that Real Madrid got smashed in the week and are probably going out the Champions League because it's just going to give them extra rest time down the stretch for La Liga. I mean, Barca are 4 points ahead right now, but if they're running all the way to the final in the Champions League, that's still a lot of game time that needs to be played. And who's to say they're not going to drop points down that stretch? As I said, if they do continue to progress, so yeah, back into this game, I think they will do some rotation, but the league is now officially definitely not over. Now Real Madrid are getting knocked out. So yeah, I think Barcelona are still going to come out with all guns blazing in this game. I have them over 17.5 shots here. I think this line's way too low. They're going to want to get this one over and done with as fast as possible. So I'm going to expect something higher tempo.
Kirk, what do you have?
Yeah, I'm only gone here. Um, I think I think Barcelona is really going to have to rest a lot of players to be up and ready for that game on Tuesday. I mean, they're going to need everything they can to hold off that Dortmund yellow wall coming in against them. So, and I think this
Walls are not moving, Kirk. Walls are not moving.
I'm speaking, Goran. There's
Yeah, you're speaking nonsense.
there's um there's going to be one game this season, the rest of the season at Barcelona in the league that they just don't really care about. And it seems like Liga actually have a lot to fight for. They're sitting in 18th, 2 points clear of Alaves for that to get out of that relegation zone. This just screams like a 1-0 Liga to me. I'll probably take them at plus 3,000 on the 1-0 correct score. But for this free pick, I'll take them at plus 250 on the double chance here. I think it's a great spot for them.
There you have it, guys. That's it for La Liga. Off to Bundesliga. The first game that we have is between Leverkusen and Union Berlin. Kirk, you did touch on Leverkusen when we were talking about Bayern. They have been very inconsistent lately, and I mean, pretty much their entire season has been, I want to say, up and down a lot. I don't think that they're catching to Bayern in Bundesliga. They got knocked out of the DFB Pokal by Arminia Bielefeld. They got knocked out of the Champions League as well earlier. Uh, I don't know. Is there a game that's gonna be like a vintage Leverkusen from the last season? And do you think this might be it against Union Berlin?
No, because Xabi Alonso's an idiot. He doesn't play his best striker half his games, Patrick Schick, who has 17 goals and is second
I
to
do agree on that. I think he's rotating way too much this
yeah,
season.
he plays Bony Face. Bony Face way too much. Or he should play both of them together. But I don't know. I just don't trust this team to get a multi-goal win right now. Union, they've actually won 3 of their last 4 games with a draw. They're pretty much out of that relegation zone. So I'm gonna have to go with them plus 1.5 here. It's just Leverkusen doesn't. I don't know what they're really trying to accomplish right now. They don't look like they're going for the league, even though that's all they should play for. I mean, they won 1-0 on the road to Heidenheim, which was a scary 1-0 win at the end of the game. But it is crazy. If Bielefeld does win the DFB, they're going to be in the Europa League next season, and they're a third-tier side, which isn't even going to get promoted. So that would be kind of cool.
Isn't it?
So,
Isn't it the Conference League though?
man, I
The
think
cup
it's
winners go to Conference League, I think. And it's not even direct to the group stage. I think it's going to like the third round of the
Qualifiers, yeah.
qualifications or something like that. Anyways, while you check on that, Kirk, I could definitely see a 2-1 score here for Leverkusen. So I'm gonna go with Leverkusen to win and over 2.5 goals, minus 105, Jack.
Yeah. As you touched on at the start of this game, Leverkusen are paying the price for those draws early in the season, a bit like Juventus are feeling it now as well. Just too many draws against games that they should have been winning. Here, can I trust Union to score on the road? Not really. So I'm gonna just prefer to go for Leverkusen win and over 2.5. Because again, I can see Leverkusen winning 3-0 easily, and my bet would have lost if I took both teams to score, obviously. So, yeah, I'm going to go Leverkusen over 2.5.
That's the verdict, Kirk.
Bielef, the winner of the DFB Pokal earns automatic qualification to the 2025-26 UEFA Europa League group stage.
Ooh,
Dang.
that would be
So,
epic.
It's
so
gonna.
who's the other
Where is it?
finalist? Stuttgart, I think. Is it Stuttgart?
Yeah.
Wait a
If
minute.
if
And
Stuttgart made Europe already, then Bielefeld would have automatically been into Europa League.
Oh,
But since they're not going to
that,
be top 6, It doesn't really matter. So Bielefeld have to
I'm
win.
I'm cheering for Bielefeld, third
Me
division team
too.
in the Europa League.
Oh, me too.
Man,
I'd
that'd be
bet on
nice.
them. Just like
When's the game? Like late May?
I think
Could
it's a
be in
little
a
early.
couple of weeks or so.
I think it's a little
Early
earlier
May,
than that.
maybe. Anyways, while Kirk does another research, we're moving on to
May
Gladbach versus
24th
Freiburg.
Yeah,
in
May 20.
Berlin,
Oof,
the weekend before
Champions
Bayern
League.
PSG in Munich.
sure. Good luck. Gladbach and Freiburg. Kirk, it's hard to bet against Gladbach right now, but to me personally, this looks like a good spot for Freiburg. Uh, they have been struggling a lot lately. They haven't won any of their last 6 games and are on a 3 game losing streak right now. All 3 of those games were at home, which is definitely shocking. But I don't know. Feels like a 1-1 game at best, in my opinion. So I'm going to take Freiburg on the double chance here at minus 154.
You just gave my reasoning for Gladbach money line and went against it. So thank you for giving my reasoning. I don't need to say anything about this game.
What was the reasoning?
Freiburg have lost their last 3 at home. Gladbach are in great form and they're at home this game.
Yeah, but doesn't mean much.
Yeah, doesn't mean anything. You're right.
Well, Dortmund lost
Here
4-0
we
on their
go.
own,
Here we
but
go. Here we
apparently
go.
they can advance to the semifinals of the Champions League. So,
They
hey,
won the first. They won their prior game 4-0 on the road. Freiburg's lost their last 3 games on at home.
sure. What
I
do
mean,
I
it's
know?
just a fact.
Uh, Jack, what do you like?
Yeah, Gladbach money line. 3 out of the last 4 they've won. Freiburg haven't won a game in 5 games, so I'm happy to go with Gladbach at plus money.
We shall see.
We shall.
Kirk, Kiel, and St. Pauli. Kiel getting relegated, if I'm not mistaken, they're pretty much done for. St. Pauli, they need a few more points to secure that Bundesliga status for next season, I think.
Nah, Kiel are fine. They're only 4 points behind Heidenheim. There's still time to make that 16th playoff, which is one of the most exciting two tie legs. So I mean, Heidenheim 22, Bochum 20, Kiel 18. It's going to be interesting these last 6 match days. I'm pretty sure Pauli is safe. I'd say Hoffenheim are safe as well. I think this is the toughest game of the weekend to call here. This little game here. You never Kiel can't afford to lose this game. Pauli, they're going to play very defensive. They will be fine with a draw in this game because the one thing they can't do is open up the door for teams like Heidenheim, Bochum, and Kiel. So a draw on the road to direct competitors, fine. I think the under 2.5 here. It took me a while to come up with this one, but I think the under 2.5 is the best play in this one.
Yeah, and it looks like Jack agrees with you.
Yeah, just St. Pauli, they're bottom of Bundesliga in terms of goals per game or conceded. Just over 2.04 or something like that. So, yeah, happy to go with the under. Although, I have to say, historically, this game sees a lot of goals.
It
The
does.
reverse fixture was 3-1. The game before that, which was in the lower division, was 4-3. Then the game before that was 5-1. Then the game before that was 4-3. So, yeah, I think it's time we see an under in this fixture.
Yeah, I decided to go with St. Pauli on the money line at plus 126, but now I'm thinking I might take the over instead, just to go against both of you here. So,
You want to bet?
I mean, it's minus 114. I'll take a bet. I'll take a
20,
$20 bet.
20 beans?
20 beans.
All
I'll
right.
take the over then.
All right.
Hoffenheim and Mainz. Kirk, Hoffenheim. Let me see where they are. They are sitting still in fourth, despite what not winning their last two or
Mainz
three
are.
games or something like that.
Mainz are.
Mainz, yeah, Mainz are fourth, 46 points. Seeing Mainz in the Champions League and Arminia Bielefeld in the Europa League would be nice, eh?
It would be. It would just show that German football dominates every other league. That teams like this can do it. I don't want Frankfurt in the Champions League. I hope they fall out. I don't think they do. It would be nice to see Leipzig. Think they had a pretty embarrassing. Oh, they did have a pretty embarrassing Champions League season this season. It would be nice to see Mainz. I think they have to get back on track. They haven't won a game their last 3 games. Leipzig are 1 point behind. Gladbach are 2. Freiburg are 3. Dortmund 4. I mean, there's teams that are coming down their neck if they don't win games like this. Hoffenheim, they're pretty much safe. So I'm going to have to roll with Mainz on the money line here.
Yeah, the competition for those Champions League spots is very, very, very tight in Bundesliga. A few teams within only like 2 or 3 points. So it's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna end up there. As far as my free pick for this one, Jack, I'm gonna go with both teams to score and over 2.5 goals plus 104. I mean, Hoffenheim, if they don't score at home, they can just pack it in.
Yeah, I got a question for you too.
Yep.
And I don't think you're going to get it anywhere near, to be honest. Hoffenheim haven't kept a clean sheet at home in the Bundesliga in how many consecutive games?
47.
That seems like a lot. 22.
Yeah, it's down the middle of both of you. It's 34.
35.
34 straight home
34
games
games.
conceding.
Holy
They have
crap.
not kept a clean sheet at home in 34 games. That is shocking. I think that gives me even more reason to take the over in this game. I think they can grab one. I don't think Mainz are the best defensively, really. So maybe they get one, but Mainz, they should be having a field day against a team who clearly can't defend at home.
There you have it, folks. The last game in Bundesliga is between Bochum and Augsburg. And I'm going to take cards in this one. I mean, Augsburg is known as one of the rougher teams in Bundesliga.
They are?
Bochum fighting to stay. Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Bochum fighting to stay to get above the relegation zone, I suppose. They're not a good defensive team, so I expect a chippy game here, Kirk. Over 4 cards at minus, what is it, minus 132.
Yeah, this. If you want to bet one thing, I bet today it's Bochum money line. That's the best bet of the day. They do this year in and year out. It makes me tired to say it. They just love fighting off relic. This is like the Champions League final for them. They love getting in the spot and then having to fight their way out of it. And they've done it well the last 2, 3 seasons. Tells you everything that you need to know that Bochum is favored in this game with how decent Augsburg have been playing recently. They've only lost one of their last 5 games. Bochum has lost 3 straight, and they're favored. I mean, this is just you walk into the stadium, you put 100, 250K on Bochum, you know you're walking out with a nice payout here. So Bochum money line, you won't regret it.
There you have it, guys. Kirk is very, very confident in this one. How about you, Jack?
Yeah, the stats actually back it up as well, to be fair. The Bochum manager, Dieter Hecking, has only lost 3 games against Augsburg in 19. So he certainly seems to have their number as well. Don't mind this Bochum money line at all, but I just prefer taking the under shots. I think both teams, they're not the best at breaking down defenses, so I'm going to go with the under 25.5 shots in this one.
That's it for Bundesliga. In Serie A, we have a couple of games. We have Inter and Cagliari. Jack, what are your thoughts about this one?
I'm looking forward to the end of the Serie A. I mean, you two have got money on the line. I'm happy I don't, because
I
this one
don't.
it's up for grabs. It's up for grabs. What do you mean you
For
don't?
grabs, you kidding me?
It is up for grabs. Come on. Well, what? Especially though, if Inter are going to go on a long run, if they do upset Bayern, that plays into Napoli's hands. Don't forget, Kirk. You've always got
Napoli
to
can't
consider
win a fucking game right now.
that. Okay. Well,
Did
Inter to
Inter won
nil.
their last game? What are you talking about?
Napoli have 3 draws in their last 5 games. Inter have 3 wins in their last
And
4
it and
games.
it's still only 3 point difference.
Yeah, because Napoli can't win a game.
One shot.
Yeah, otherwise they
One
would be like
shot.
9 points ahead.
One shock, 1-0 loss down the stretch for Inter. Kirk and Napoli win the same week. It's ball game. The game's
One
on.
more tie for Napoli, and Inter wins. It's 5. It's over.
Oh
Who's
yeah, but
Napoli play this weekend?
uh, Como?
Playing
No,
on
Empoli.
Monday, I
Empoli.
think.
They don't play
Empoli.
till
Oh,
April 27th. What the heck? Oh no, they play Empoli on Monday.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Anyway,
a that's a 0-0 draw waiting to happen.
with this game, I think Inter, they have to just stay solid defensively. And if they really want to rest for the week, then they just win 1-0. So I have Inter winning 2-0 here.
Yeah, I don't think that Inter is going to lose this game. However, I do think it's going to be a slow start to the game, though. So
Homer,
I'm taking first half draw plus 154. I this literally looks like a 1-0 game to me for Inter, and that's it.
Homer,
Kirk, what do you have?
Homer.
You're a homer.
You
You're a
just
homer.
you just want that pick to hit, so Inter has to play their players. They come out here early. They seal it in the first half. I'll take Inter first half, second half, money line, whatever you want.
Well, what is your pick then?
I just gave you three. Inter first half,
You
Inter
gave us
second
three.
half, Inter to nil. There's my three.
There you go then. My internet was a bit glitchy for a second there, so I didn't hear it. I do apologize, Kirk. Anyways,
Why are you
what about the second
apologizing?
game? Well, because I didn't hear you. So,
Oh, that's all right. I mean, the Serie A is boring on Saturday. It's Inter to nil, Juve to nil for me.
so you have Juve 2-0 against Lecce?
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, Lecce is just not scoring goals. Are they, Jack?
No, they're just not creating chances. It's hard to score when you have no chances to score. And the fact that you have to go on the road to Juve, who are one of the best defenses in the league, to their own detriment, going forward. The fact that I'm getting 9.5 the line for the Lecce shots, give me the under on that, no questions. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Juventus seem to be picking up the pace a little bit and fighting for that Champions League spot under the new coach. Juve minus 1.5, plus 102. I was surprised to get a plus money for that pick, so I will take that any day of the week as far as this matchup goes. In the French League One, we have a few games to talk about. We have Monaco and Marseille as the first one. I'm gonna keep this one short for myself. Both teams to score in over 2.5 goals. Minus 128. Neither side can keep a clean sheet. Both teams can score goals. So I'm gonna ride with that, Jack.
Yeah. Monaco. To be honest, like the French league is, other than obviously we all know PSG have won it. It's still going to be close for top four, and
it's a insane race for top four.
both of these teams are trying to keep top four. They're in second and third. 2 points separate them, but you go down to like Nice or Lille, they're only 3 points behind Monaco. So this is a really tough game to call. I think it's going to be honestly a very quick start. I think one team has to start early. I think that just opens up the floodgates. We get the over and both teams to score. So usually in games like this, you tend to see it a bit cagey and closed off. I don't see it happening here.
How about you, Kirk?
Yeah, both teams suck. I'll take 2 out of 3 chances on the road team. So Marseille on the double chance.
There you have it. The next game is between Toulouse and Lille. Also in the French League One, Toulouse actually playing decent football. They're safe. They will not be getting relegated. They're now what 8 points above the relegation zone. Lille, we mentioned them just a second ago, and they are fighting for that Champions League spot. They're sitting seventh with 47 points, which is only 3 points less than Monaco in third, 5 points less than Marseille is second. So I'm gonna take a gamble here, guys, and I'm gonna go with Lille on the money line on the road. I think on paper they are the better team, and we are getting a plus 153. So, Kirk, I'm taking Lille on the money line.
Yeah, I don't think Leo's the right play here. I'm gonna take both teams to score. I think Toulouse scores at home. They average 1.3 goals a game. I don't think Lost Lille won't score, so I'm gonna go both teams to score.
You, Jack?
Well, as I said a few minutes ago, Lille are only 3 points out of Champions League spots. So this is what you grind the season for, is to give yourself a shot, and they have it now. So I don't really see them coming into this game not hungry to win. So give me Lille to win here. I have Toulouse to lose.
There you go. Now, in the next game and the last game of this video, Strasbourg and Nice. Nice has cooled off. I mean, a lot. They've lost three of their last four. Kirk, they have that one draw. They have been scoring goals, but the problem for them has been that they have been conceding a lot of goals over the last few games. Strasbourg, on the other side, is on a five-game winning streak, and they're also one of the teams fighting for the Champions League spot. They're sitting fourth right now. Honestly, I was not expecting to see Strasbourg this high, but what do you like in this game?
Yeah, right when I complimented Nice for playing well, they kind of shat the bed. But I'm on Strasbourg here. They're arguably the second hottest team right now in the world in club football. I mean, I'm not looking at the Kenyan Serie A or like the Taiwanese Serie A, but of the leagues that I know, they might be, I would say, the second hottest team after PSG right now. Their average age is 21. They're just having fun playing the game. It's not serious for them. They weren't supposed to be here, and now they are. They're just kids playing the game how it's supposed to be played. If you watch their game, which I did last game, they're just having fun out there. And when you have fun, good things happen. You don't make it too serious. I like Strasbourg here. I think, as I said, they're the second hottest team right now in the world, in my opinion. Fun team to watch. Nice has really dropped off. It's not a good spot for Nice here, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's so Strasbourg now is what happened to Brest last season when they were just playing well, having fun, getting to that Champions League spot. So the same thing is happening to Strasbourg right now. They definitely deserve to be up there. Hopefully, they qualify for the Champions League. I mean, I'd rather see them in the Champions League than Monaco or Marseille, if I'm being honest. So, um, you know what? I'm gonna upgrade my pick here. I'm gonna take Strasbourg to win and both teams to score,
Oh,
which is a huge plus money, Jack.
I guess that means me and you can't hit the same game now. So I'm taking the under. Um, Kirk's right. This is a good Strasbourg team, and something defensively has just clicked recently. They've kept 6 clean sheets in their last 8 games. The 48 games prior to that, they only kept 6. So something's changed in that defense, and I honestly I wouldn't be surprised if Nice don't score with the way they're playing right now. So yeah, give me the under in this game.
There you have it, folks. That's it for this video. There's another one, short
I
form,
have
up
a
on the PickDawgz
parlay.
YouTube channel. Oh, there you go. I was waiting for that.
Tara
Go for it.
Mofi, first goal, anytime goal scorer. Emmanuel Omega, anytime goal scorer. Both
Who they play?
on.
You gotta tell the people.
They both play for the boys, the Strasbourgians. Both of them to score. Plus 620. Parlay it
Hey,
with Dortmund to advance. You're paid. You're paid.
don't do that. Don't parlay it with Dortmund to advance, guys. You're smarter than that. Kirk is not, unfortunately. Uh, that's it. Have a great day, everyone. Good luck with all of your bets, and we'll see you soon. And of course, another long form for Sunday. Bye.